Pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Coming up, it's Divisional Round Saturday, and we've got an AFC battle on tap between the Denver Broncos and the London Black Knights. The first of 4 berths in the conference championships on the line here as divisional weekend in the NFL is underway. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Now the first carry for Devin Singletary. And he'll work this forward for about 3. It's second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
From the 22, Allen firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. Being chased out, and he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. Back quite a ways here, facing 2nd and 19. Another try after the first down sack. Allen airs this out for Matthews. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
So, Charles, you talk about this head coach, and let's face it, this season certainly has not gone the way many had expected or at least hoped. And I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier this week.
Yeah, we certainly did, didn't we? Because, let's face it, he's heard the whispers, and they're growing louder that he shouldn't be around next year. He essentially stormed out of that meeting you just referenced with the reporters. How did he end it? We're done here. Well, that's a function of losing and all the pressure that's on him. Hear about pressure creating diamonds? In this case, it's bursting the pipes of the coach.
2 things you can do in that situation: run and punt the football, or try and take your shot at getting the first down. They chose the latter, but they'll have to punt all the same.
On 4th down, Matt Hawk to punt it away. KJ Hamler deep for the Broncos. A very good kick there, but 15 yards on the return. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Open man, he completes it to Judy. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
He'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on fourth down. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and it'll be a turnover on downs. Throwing on first down is Allen. He's going to air it out deep for Matthews. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
Second and 10.
I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you. 41's the mic. 41. Alert. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Mike 41.
Allen going to give this one to Singletary. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
There you go. Mike 41, Mike 41. I hope you brought your lunch because I'm about to take you to school.
56, 56. Half 10.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Someone's looking fresh, and this O-line is definitely licking their chops. Everyone likes to run block. If you're an offensive lineman, nice early burst, nice gain, too.
41's the mic. Check, check, check 41. I'm coming for you.
Off 52. Middle, 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 middle.
On 2nd down, it's Woods. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. And now they'll throw with Allen. It's complete to Diggs. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
Well, this is a defense that's definitely on their heels now because they gave up the running play for good yardage one play ago. Now the pass here sets this offense up 1st and goal. They're going to have to dig in strong now because they've been in retreat so far in this drive. This offense on the march.
And perhaps now close to the first points of this divisional round game as it's 1st and goal. And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there. Taking it in.
And the Black Knights are on the board first here in this division round matchup.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. It's up and good, and it'll give his guys a 7-0 lead.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave him great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it shook.
Down the numbers. There he goes. And he's able to get this way down deep into enemy territory.
61 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
First down, Broncos.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
And his first carry, he loses the football. It's going the other way. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line. Well, he's not the starter coming in, getting his...
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. And the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
The fumble on 1st down. Now here's 2nd down.
Now a give right side. Mitchell. And this carry brought to an end at the 8. Good stick skills, just not much room there to operate. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score.
Elijah Mitchell.
An 8-yard touchdown run. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying the football game. Extra point attempt to follow here. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
From From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. A good balance attack for that last touchdown drive they had. Now it's time to see if they can do that again.
It really becomes a tale of two play callers, doesn't it? The offensive guy, he's in sync. Everything's working pretty well. For the defensive
guy, what's going on the defensive side?
That's a tough one because he's prepped all week as well, and he can't get a bead on exactly what they're doing right now. What he needs is one of his guys just to make a big play and disrupt things.
Set the tone, defense, let's go.
56, 56.
Under 10, under 10, 10, go.
On second down now, it's Woods. They find some open field here. 30, 10, 5, and all the way in for the touchdown. A big play there. 70 yards. And the Black Knights have taken the lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4, 2nd and 6.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Look at this, a tight end carry. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34.
He's tackled at the 34-yard line. A 5-yard pickup on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Cougar 19. Mikey 18.
Here we go again. 25. Check 25. Check 25. Kill.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
On 1st down, it's Mitchell. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful divisional round weekend. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. On third down, he'll drop to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. They do get 9, but it leads to fourth down. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. The Broncos unable to convert here on fourth. And as a result, possession switches hands. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. Here's Allen on 1st and 10. And Woods has it complete. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll bring up second down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And meanwhile, Allen's throw here taken in by Knox. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 23.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
Mike 51. Alert, alert, alert.
They'll try to run this one in, and he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great play there as the first half is winding down, and the Black Knights will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by Bass, up and good, and it's now 21-7. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they'll take over with just 18 ticks remaining. Back to throw is Halston on 1st down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10. Off-play action. Alston. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete.
And he finally is out of bounds, but he's down inside the 20-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
Alston now throwing on first down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this will be scooped up by the defense. He's at the 40, the 20. And he brings it back. Can you believe it? An offensive disaster on the final play of the first half.
They just had to hold on to the ball.
This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. So it's on to halftime of this AFC divisional round matchup, as it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC divisional round. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive, then suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You've just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do. I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. They'll look to throw here on first down. Flushed out right, and he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they've brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Quick hitter here, it's complete. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They'll look to throw again. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. I think everyone in the stadium saw that big hit coming.
And I, as a former defensive back, have to admit I'm a little disappointed. He actually was able to hold on to the ball. He brought the lumber on that play. Give my man a whole lot of credit for taking the hit and possessing the football.
And picking up the first down.
49, guys. Mike, 49.
Hey, let's get some penetration here.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or...
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Check, 42's the mark. You must be dreaming. Mike, 42.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. This will be caught. Judy. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
Back in the first quarter, you said it. They need to avoid the big play, but he just got a big one right there.
You can't relax. You know, we talked about in the first quarter, but as the game progresses, still opportunities, and he took advantage of one there.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Right back to Judy, and it's complete. And the Broncos are going to have a first and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
Okay, ready?
Mike's 4-2. Mike's 4-2.
Let's go, tackle. Let's go. We got this. We got this. Go.
Back to throw again. And that incompletion breaks a string of 5 straight connections. And it's second down. But the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
On second down, it's Mitchell. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line.
I don't even have to stretch for this one. This is 4 down territory. They've got to get it in with the deficit that they're facing.
Absolutely. It's not the fourth quarter, but still, I think you can't be thinking 3. Touchdown! Complete at the 1. Elijah Mitchell. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Broncos are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half. And now the offense is going to stay out there as the Broncos will go for 2. And that's incomplete.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation, this time unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
So they touched it before it went 10, and that's obviously not going to help their comeback bid here in the 4th.
No, not at all, and they're trying to get something going after one there, but you've got to give yourself a chance. Let it go 10 before you touch it.
Check, 41.
You ain't going nowhere.
First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the Broncos' 35-yard line.
Move. Hey, we got
Off 52.
Take 4.
Middle.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Woods finding room to the 20. Touchdown! A great effort there. Saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Black Knights continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. They'll keep it on the ground. Robertson, and he'll be brought down right around the 37.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They go play action here on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The safety blitz staged to perfection that time as they sack him for a loss of 6. One quarter remains for the right to advance to the AFC title game. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Now back to throw. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
Let's go, D. Buffalo 18. It's going to be a long day. 42's mark, 40. Riggs. It's our time.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. It's a big play there for the Broncos. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
42's the mark, boys. 42. 42's the mark. Watch the slant. Watch the slant.
They'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
So they keep the football, but now face 2nd and long. To throw. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick, and he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Well, just another reason to celebrate there on the defensive side with the interception, and this is a game that they clearly have firmly in their grasp.
Yeah, a lot of handshakes, a lot of hugs, a lot of smiles. It's been their day.
So after the INT, it's Allen going deep here for Matthews. And incomplete on the deep ball. You know, following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and trying to do your teammates' jobs as well. If you do that, that's really going to lead to more issues.
Singletary again. He's going to be very close to a first down. Good running, but looks like he's a yard short. It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves him looking at a 4th down. Here's Matt Hawk now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And now on 4th and 1, it's a fake, and the gamble pays off. They get the first. Anxious moments there on the fake, but they do get just enough to pick up the first down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And that play goes nowhere. He's met behind the line, and a penalty flag may add insult to injury. Now, they had stopped him for a loss on the run anyway, so they'll decline that.
It's almost a good psychological advantage, isn't it? You created a penalty, and you still couldn't gain yards against us. No way we need to take that one.
Now Allen. Finding Knox there, complete. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
From midfield, here's Allen. Little pitch and catch to the tight end, Knox. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way, it worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now a give right side. It's Woods, and they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. 9 yards on the carry, but it's going to lead to a 4th down.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner, but where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Sean McDermott didn't hesitate. They'll go for it on 4th.
Hey, you got three down.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Woods. Space to run past the 20. And touchdown! A great play there. 34 yards. And the Black Knights are drawing closer to a date in the AFC title game as they extend this 4th quarter lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. KJ Hamler returning it.
And a very good return, but a penalty marker is down. I'm not sure what this is going to be. So the penalty yards marched off on the face mask. Here's 1st and 10.
42's the Mike. Check. 42's the Mike. Wild Bill. Wild Bill. Let's go. Mike 42. Mike 42.
60 Mavericks. 60 Mavericks.
Mike's 42. Mike's 42.
They'll look to throw here. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the defense. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking it into the end zone. And you know they could have taken a knee there, but they decided to play this one all the way out. And I think their philosophy is, we're going to give you everything we've got. If we just go ahead and take a knee now, we're actually showing you disrespect.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. And the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So they keep the ball, but work to do on 2nd and long.
Who that? Who that?
60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat.
Let's go one more. Mike's 4-2. Mike's 4-2. Strip that ball. Strip that ball. Hey, Mike's 42. Mike's 42. Silver.
Warriors 70.
He'll drop to throw.
That's going to be caught by Judy.
A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
And they have secured a spot in the conference championship, and now you can start to smell it at this point in the season, can't you?
You really can, because the focus has been one game at a time, not looking ahead. But when you get to the conference championship game and you know you're there, the Super Bowl does loom in the future.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say cheerio.